Okay, so I tried to leave you a video on Facebook. That failed epically, and then I tried to leave you graffiti. That also failed. It was great. So, I'm leaving this on YouTube, and I'm gonna post the video to your wall. And just so you know, I'm playing a very special game right now. It's uploading. Okay, so I'm sitting there, I'm just chilling at my house. My mom was like, okay, be ready at 3:10 or 3:15. So I was like, okay, because the thing's at 3:30. So I was sitting there, and then she comes home at like 2:50. I was like, oh, was I supposed to like be ready or something? And she was like, no, I was just coming home early. I was like, oh, good, you scared me. So I was like, okay, why is this like, it's like something bad's gonna happen now? Because something like that scares me, and something's obviously gonna happen to me. So I'm sitting there like, okay, what's gonna happen? Completely just flows out of my mind. I'm thinking about other things. You probably know what I'm thinking about. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go to the dentist, go to the orthodontist, I'm just gonna chill. And get my braces off, and okay, that's awesome. So I get there, and I'm waiting, and my mom's like talking to me in the waiting room. I'm like, okay, Mom, you don't need to be talking to me. This is really awkward because there's a girl who was there, and why am I still running shit out in the middle of it? So my mom was there, and she was just talking to me, and there was this girl, she was a senior, and she was like sitting across from me, and she's on my lacrosse team. So it made it really awkward because like I played lacrosse last year, and she was a junior last year, so I didn't know her, I didn't talk to her. And so she was like looking at me like she knew me, but I was like, just please don't say anything to me because my mom will want to know who you are. So then, the lady who like works with my orthodontist, she comes out, she's like, Melissa and Samantha, and it's like, oh, that's her name is Samantha. So Samantha goes in, and I sit down in the chair first, and she's like put in like this waiting chair. So I was like, okay, that's great. Now I have to go first. She's gonna hate me. So I'm like, okay, it's fine, just calm down. So I'm sitting here like, okay, what's he gonna do to me? So he starts telling me, he's like summarizing out loud what he did for me, for my teeth last time. So I was like, alright, I can't even remember what he did, that's great. So I'm sitting here like, calm down, because I was like freaking out because like I didn't like eat all day today, so I was in like a really bad mood already, and I was like freaking out about everything. Which was really weird because I don't really do that. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna calm down, I'm gonna be okay with this. So I calmed down, started listening to music, you know, and then he starts like fixing my teeth. He was like, wow, these got really yellow, like what did you eat? Did you drink coffee? I was like, no, not really. He was like, oh, okay. So then he was working on my teeth, taking some stuff off, and he was like, how old are you? I was like, I'm 15. He was like, oh, okay. He was like joking with me, but I didn't find it funny because I was sitting here like, this isn't fucking funny. I'm like in a really bad mood right now. So he's like, oh, you're 15, good, that means we'll have them off before college ends. I was like, I was laughing so it wouldn't make it awkward because, like, I like him, he's cool. So I was laughing so I wouldn't make it awkward with him, but I was like, that's not fucking funny. Like, I planned on having them off in June when you said. Now, the next one then made was January 19th, which was fantastic, because that's after Christmas. So I was sitting here like, okay, I hate you now, why are you here? You're like a demon sent from hell. So he starts working on my teeth more, and he's like, wow, these did get really yellow. I was like, I don't know, you said that. And he was like, oh, do you smoke? I was like, alright, I'm fucking 15 years old. No, I don't smoke. Nothing that would make my teeth yellow, for that matter. So I was like, are you kidding me? So this girl who's on my lacrosse team is obviously over there hearing this conversation. And this is taking a long time, so I was like, oh my god, now she's really gonna hate me because I'm taking so long. And she's like over there, and she was like texting on her phone. She looked really mad. So like, oh, that's great, now she definitely hates me. So I'm sitting here like, okay, this is great. So he takes the wire off, and he puts a new wire on, and then he starts like putting these like things in. Like he took this tool and he starts like tightening it like right over here. I was like, okay, that hurts. And he tightened it once over here, and then he went over and he tightened it again. And he was like, okay, let's tighten this a little more. So he tightens it and tightens it and tightens it. I'm sitting there like, ow. He's like, just a little more. Ow, just a little more. And he's like turning his hand all the way around. I'm like, this hurts like hell. And he goes back and he's like, this one too. I was like, are you kidding me? I hate you. So I'm like, okay, calm down. It's not that bad. He's sitting there tightening. He's like, okay, now the bottom's done. I was like, oh, that's great. Then he's like, wait, I forgot something. I was like, I hate you. So he forgets to put these little, they're like famous metal things that you can bend, right? So he's like, oh, I forgot to put these on. They're little metal things. I don't remember what he's saying. He's saying some like ridiculous, long, whatever, special term for them. So he's like, alright, I don't know what the hell that is. So he's like, basically all it is thin metal that I can bend and put around your teeth in a special way. I was like, okay, so it's nothing horrible. He starts to put them on, and he like, they're these long things, they're about like that long, and they're like sticking out of my mouth as he's doing it. So he ties them on one thing. He ties them on one, and then he gets out that thing that he was tightening with. He tightens it around. He's like spinning the thing around me, like making it tighter and tighter. I'm like, okay, now, like you're just out to get me. So he's tightening them and tightening them and tightening them, and they're like sticking out of my mouth, like that far out of my mouth, like this. So there's these long metal things, and he does 3 over here, and then he just leaves them there. Like, he doesn't cut them or anything. I'm like, oh, okay. So then he takes the wire off of here, and he's about ready to put like a new wire in. So he puts a new wire in, and he puts stuff on over here, and then he does stuff over here. I don't remember what he did. So he goes to get more of the long metal things. So I was like, oh, great, where's that? He had like a handful of them. I was like, that's fantastic. That means I'm getting a hell of a lot of these things in my mouth, just when I need. So he goes to put them in, and he like starts way back here. I'm like, oh, that's great. He's gonna go all the way around, which he does. But I was in like torture. I like didn't even know the song that was playing, which pissed me off because I always need to know like the song is playing. Because if I don't like it, then I have to change it. That's why my mom hates me in the car. So he goes to put them on. He's putting them on. So one. And he gets like all the way around. Like, what the hell are you doing? Why are you doing so many? So this means that there's like 8 billion things on each tooth all the way around that are like this long, like sticking out of my mouth. And then he like ties them all together. I'm like, what the fuck? So then I realize that he's joking again, and he's like, oh yeah, don't worry about it. After the kids, I'll just tie them nicely together for you, and don't worry about it. The kids will stop teasing you after a while. I was like I knew he was joking. He was like, oh yeah, you'll have to keep them there for a couple weeks, and after a couple weeks, the kids at school will start to feel sorry for you. It's like, okay, now you're just not being funny at all. So I was like seriously pissed off with this guy because not only was he hurting my mouth like hell, he was making jokes that these stuff was gonna be on until college. He was asking me if I was gonna smoke, or if I had smoked. He was asking me like how old I was. I was like, this dude's creepy. Like, how did he not know that my file was right in front of him? That's okay. I was okay. I was trying to be cool, trying to calm down. Didn't know the song was playing. That's great. Why? And I can't hear music playing right now. There it is. Oh, you can hear Wizard now. I'm gonna fix this so you can actually hear me talk. Hold on. Okay. So I'm sitting here, like, I'm really pissed off at him. And he ties them together. He's like, it's okay. The kids will stop teasing them. It's like, yeah, shut up. I was laughing, though I didn't want to make it awkward. I didn't want to make it awkward because there were, like, people in the room that I knew. So he's like, calm down. So he's like, no, I'm just kidding. I'm going to take them off. So these things that are, like, sticking out enough. He cuts them off, and then, like, I go to close my mouth, and one gets, like, stuck because he didn't cut them off all the way, and apparently he told me to, like, not close my mouth all the way, which was dumb because I was going to do that anyway. But I didn't hear him. So I was like, okay. And I shut my mouth, and one got, like, stuck. He was like, oh, that's not good. So he's, like, trying to go back and forth, trying to take this thing off my mouth. I was like, okay. I was ready to flip shit. Calm down myself. I was calming, like I was doing this all day. I was like flipping out all day. I don't know why. You know why, because you're my therapist. So he cuts them all off, and then he's like, okay, I'll see you next time. I was like, that's great, another thing. So he's like, here, take the file and go give this to the lady Joanne over there. So I go over there, and she's like, okay, when do you want to come next time? What times do you want? So my mom was like, probably somewhere after 2 or 3. After 2:30, I think she said. So she was like, okay, I have January 19th. I was like, January 19th? Like, 2 months ago, he said I was going to get these off before Christmas. I was like, that's fantastic. That means I have to wait 2 more months. But my mom thought he said December 19th, which would have only been 4 months. She was like, usually it's 6 weeks in between. I was like, Mom, you're not North Down. I didn't say that to her because I need to